All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting us onto your Wednesday webinar. My name is Raylyn Price. I'm the Interim Director for Continuing Education Workforce Training. And what we do here at ISU Continuing Education Workforce Training is we are kind of the HubSpot for all of your non-credit healthcare training. So we do everything from community education classes to professional development classes to certificates for like health programs, apprenticeships, and that's kind of what we do here in a nutshell. So today we're going to talk specifically about some of the programs that we offer for high school students that either lead to certificates in workforce or apprenticeships. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And then I'm going to share my screen. All right. Can you all see the slideshow?
Yes, you're good to go.
Okay. All right. Sounds great. Well, we'll just kind of go from here. And we'll talk about, first of all, about the health programs, and I'll let Alicia kind of go from there.
Okay, my name is Alicia Wheeler, and I am the interim program director over the non-credit health programs here at ISU. So one of the first things that we have is our certified nursing assistant. Then we also have our EMTs, or the emergency medicine technician. We do a phlebotomy course. We do a fundamental of dental assisting. And then also within our CNA, we can also wrap in assistance with medications if students are interested in that. So in order to take our classes, they do have to have a basic English mastery, reading, writing, and comprehension. We are currently running an ESL class for the very first time with some Spanish speakers out in American Falls. So we are very excited about that one. And then you do have to have 80% course requirements. You have to get an 80% on your final on most of our courses in order to complete them. And then some of our classes end up with state and national certification exams that they can take. You also have to be able to do basic math. With my CNAs, you have to be able to times by 2 and times by 30. So it's pretty basic. Okay. Sorry. And then soft skills, communication. You know, we're always teaching them you need to communicate with your patient or resident or whoever you're taking care of. You need to constantly communicate what you're doing. We try to teach dependability, problem solving, time management. Empathy is one of the things they put into our curriculum for the CNA program. And that's been really fun, trying to come up with different ways to teach empathy. And then teamwork, conflict resolution, please and thank you, and then just a work ethic. Those are some of the soft skills that are needed. And then most of our programs do require that they pass a background check. Right now, our CNA does not require a background check in order to do clinicals, but in order to get a job at a facility, they will have to pass a background check. So we just refer them to Idaho Health and Welfare and what are disqualifying offenses. And most of those are, you know, a felony offense, like battery or endangerment of a child, kidnapping, but those are some offense. Excuse me. So the first thing we're going to talk about is our certified nursing assistant. And this one's my favorite because this is what I've taught for years and years. So average pay right now, because of COVID and everything that's been happening, they are up to about $18 an hour. There is a 5% job growth expected by through 2032. And then on the little steps, you can see the different career paths. So you can start with a CNA and work your way up. to go to the LPN program here at Idaho State, you do have to have your CNA. Doesn't have to be through us, but you do have to be on the CNA registry. So our courses, we try to start a course about once a month. We run different times because we know people are different. So we have the traditional face-to-face where you meet twice a week and you get your lecture and then you do your skills. And then we also have web hybrids where you meet just once a week to do your skills, and then your didactic learning is online. And then we have a non-traditional one. So sometimes you're covering 6 chapters in a day, and that was a lot for some students. So we started this non-traditional where it was just 3 hours. So you were only doing a couple of chapters each day, and we found that that works best into some people's schedule. And then, like I said, we've started our ESL support class. We're very excited about that. We did start a Saturday class, which I did not think would run, and there are 14 students signed up for a Saturday class, so I'm pretty excited about that. The other thing that's not up here that we sometimes run, we run it twice a year. We do an accelerated program, which it cuts that 13 weeks in half. So you're about 6 to 7 weeks that you're in a program. So you're doing 12 hours of online stuff a week, and you're doing 12 hours of in class. And so it really shortens the amount of time. And then we do try to offer open labs a couple of times each month, just so students can come in and practice. And those are open to our high school programs. Anybody in the area can come in and utilize our facilities. I've had a couple of people drive down from Idaho Falls because they don't offer open lab up there, but we do. Our outreach programs, we have a web hybrid-based program in Malad. We have a Soda Springs. And Soda Springs, they usually combine with Grace. And so the high school kids come to both of those. And that one's a web hybrid. Montpelier and Bear Lake are combined. On occasion, we will run a class for just State Hospital South employees. We haven't done that in a while, but we do that. We do have an outreach program at Choban High School and in Firth High School. And then, of course, we just started this American Falls class that we're very excited about. Any
Can I
questions?
interject for just a second on these CNA classes because School District 25 has their own CNA program. Students, in order to use advanced opportunities money for our courses, they can utilize our courses if it doesn't fit into their schedule, their high school schedule, and then they can get advanced opportunities funding. Right now, it's $500 that will go towards that. Plus, they give them some money for testing as well. And so a good portion of it, all but probably $100 is paid for through advanced opportunities funding. So that's something to consider with students that can't fit the one through the school district into their schedule.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about my CNA program or our CNA program? It's not just mine. Okay. So this is still the CNA class. So it's an $800 fee, and that includes the state testing fees. It's 120 hours, 88 hours of that is didactic and 32 hours are clinical. Manual skills testing. So once they have completed the course and gone through clinicals, then they do have to be tested by a state rater, and they get 35 minutes to complete this manual skills test. And then if they don't pass on the first attempt, then we do monthly retests that they can sign up for. And then they have to take the written Prometrics state exam before they can get placed on their registry. Right now, they do have to have a social security number or a state tax ID number. We are working with Prometrics in the state to make it so they can still take the testing, but not get put on the registry if they don't have a social security card. We have a couple of foreign exchange students right now that really want to test, but we just don't. Yeah, we're working on that one. Emergency medicine technician program, or our EMT. This one is $1,000. We offer it twice a year, once in the spring and once in the summer. And I do believe most of my classes you can be 16 to take, except for phlebotomy. I think you have to be 18, but we are looking, we're talking to a couple of our lab sites, clinical sites, to see if we can drop that age.
And EMTs, honestly, they're better off if they're 17, 18 years old. They do need to be quite mature to be able to take this course.
Okay. So like I said, that one runs twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. It's roughly 16 weeks. It's Tuesdays, Thursdays from 6 to 10 p.m. And then they run skills days every other Saturday. That's from 8:30 to 5:30. They get to go into the cadaver lab, which is really popular with the students. And then they get to come to campus and utilize the nursing programs sim lab, which is, they have some amazing mannequins there. They have one that gives birth. They have one that you know, you can have a heart attack, and they're just amazing what they can do with those. They do an extraction and they do a bunch of other stuff. Sorry, Raylene, you.
Sorry, I went forward.
You're good. So there's a bunch of other skill stuff that they get to do. Average pay is about $20 an hour. There's 7% job growth. And then our EMTs, if they do EMT and phlebotomy or EMT and CNA, then the ER loves them. They can get a job as an ER tech or go all the way up into different education from there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then fundamentals of dental assisting. So this one,
And actually for this one, for the high school students, it's broken into two parts. We decided that it was good to have an introduction to dental assisting as well. So it's still in one trimester, but they do an intro to dental assisting, and they get a CPR class in with that. And then they do the fundamentals of dental assisting as well. So
that one's average pay is about $20 an hour. Once again, there's about a 5% job growth expected.
yeah, and I should say too, the dental assisting, we run one specifically for the school district in the fall. Typically that's been run during second and third hour, so right before lunch. And it's been a great program. So that's in the fall each year. If they can't fit that into their schedule, then they can take our regular community dental assisting course.
Yeah, and so our evening class is Mondays and Wednesdays from 6 to 9:30. We run one in the fall and one in the spring. It's roughly 28 sessions.
And the high school one, it's 500 for the intro class and 500 for the fundamentals class, and advanced opportunities covers both of those. So, and they do the high school students do their clinical time with the, in the evening with the community dental assisting class.
And they do get to go over and use our dental hygiene programs lab. And so they are in a real good space for that lab time.
And again, that makes a great pathway for them. We've had quite a few of those, several of those high school students who then go on into the dental hygiene program here at Idaho State. So.
And then phlebotomy. So our phlebotomy is on average, they can make about 19 an hour. Once again, we're at about 8% job growth is expected. And it's $1,000. Right now, it is not covered, right, Raylene? By advanced
It's
opportunity.
not under advanced opportunities yet. And again, that was because of the age. They have to be 18 years old to be able to do the clinicals at some of our clinical sites, like at Fort Neff. So we're working on that to see if we can't open that up for advanced opportunities.
But if you have seniors who are interested, you know, and they have their launch money, launch will pay for this. So we run roughly 8 courses per year. They're about 18 weeks. Once again, it's a web hybrid base. So they'll come here for their skills days and they'll do their didactic learning online. There's 24 in-person labs. They have to do roughly 40 clinical hours, but during that time they have to get 100 successful draws. So if it takes them a little bit longer to get that, then they might have to spend a little bit more time in clinical. So we do offer 2 times. So we have a Tuesday, Thursday that's from roughly 5 to 7, 5:15 to 7:15 in the evening, and then a Wednesday afternoon from 2 to 4. Once they are done, they can choose to take the national certification exam. One of our instructors does a really good 2-day review with them, and then a day that they take the test. And then there's our number if you want to register for, you know, if they want to register for classes, it's just here at at workforce training.
Yes, and if you have students that you are trying to use advanced opportunities money for, please go ahead and call us here. Penny is the one who usually works with the advanced opportunities funding, but anybody can help to register those students and make sure they get into the right classes and that we get the advanced opportunities funding for them.
Yeah, I think in our last Wednesday class, we had quite a few high school students because it was Wednesday evenings and it fit into their schedule better.
And then probably the next programs that are really applicable to the high school students, I would say 16 and older, are the apprenticeships. Apprenticeship programs that we have currently are electrical, HVAC, and plumbing. So these are 4-year programs. They have classroom-related training, which is the portion that we provide for them. And then they have their OJT or on-the-job training for apprenticeships. So with that on-the-job training, they get real-world experiences. They do have to, within a year, they need to be employed with an employer. And so they gain hands-on experience working alongside experienced journeymen to learn their craft. There's a lot of mentorship there, benefits from mentorship opportunities to accelerate their learning. The job requirements are about 2,000 on-the-job hours during that 4-year period of time. And then they, in their classroom training, that's the complementary instruction. So classroom training supplements the on-the-job experience and kind of hopefully fills in some of those gaps and helps to prepare them for the state exams. There's flexibility in our courses. They can either attend in person or there's streaming for those courses. Our classes are held, they start in September and they end in April. And so there's only one time that they can enter in each year, and that's the fall, and then they finish up in April. The school class hours are 144 hours is required each year, and that's 70% or higher passing grade in the course. So the path to becoming a journeyman is that on-the-job training and related classroom instruction, which are designed to prepare the apprentices to take their journeyman's exam and become a licensed journeyman in their chosen trade. The registration fees are $850, so it's still really reasonable. The books are not included. Those books can range anywhere from $300 to $500 depending on the trade, but then they use those for the entire time that they're in the course. There are no prerequisites. I would say though, they would follow the same guidelines as what our health students have, which is basic reading and basic math skills, especially once they get into like they do have to know math for most of these apprenticeships to become a journeyman. Registration for this program opens July 1st. As far as employment requirements, students must find their own employment. We might be able to suggest some employers to try to get a job with. And seniors that are interested should start job searching as soon as possible. So like I said, they can start that program. They just have to be within a year, they do need to be employed for that. These are some of the wages that you would see for a journeyman. Electrical, about 65,000, plumbing, about 67,000, then HVAC, 71,000 for the journeyman. So for a specific apprenticeship questions, I'm going to send you to our apprenticeship coordinator, which is Paul Dickey. This is his telephone number and his email address, so you can jot that down. And if you ever have questions, you are sure welcome to call us here at our suite office, 208-282-3372, and anybody can get you to the person that you need. Do any of you have questions for us about any of our programs, or how to register students, how to get the advanced opportunities going for them?
Raylin, I had a quick question for you. And perhaps you covered it, but I don't think you did. But For the apprenticeship, will launch cover that?
Yes, they will. And so right now, we're kind of sitting with two different pots. We have the traditional launch funding that will pay up to $5,000 for people taking the apprenticeship programs. And then we have the ones that are for graduating seniors, that $8,000. And again, it will cover apprenticeships for that as well. Those workforce in-demand training programs.
Okay, great. And then I had another quick question.
You betcha.
Let's say, we have our school counselors, our college and career advisors. If they have students who are interested, who should they refer them to? What resources are essentially there for them to give to the students?
You betcha. So, I mean, we have flyers on our website and flyers here at the office, information sheets, but I would point you back to our web address, which is cetrain.isu.edu. And I'm just going to go back to the front screen. Actually, it's this one right here.
And we do have flyers on all of our programs, so if you guys want some to put in your offices, please reach out and let us know. We would be happy to get those to you.
Mhm. Yeah, if you have a place to put them, we have them for all of our health programs as well as the apprenticeship programs. I think the apprenticeship is like a little fold out.
Trifold, yeah.
Yeah, trifold, yeah. And I would say too, we do not currently offer any of these classes for dual enrollment. They are not for credit. They are all not for credit. But they're very valuable for them on their pathways. So some of them are standalone, well, most of them are their standalone careers as well, but they can be on the pathway to nursing or to firefighter or paramedic or all those different important hero jobs for our health. Any other
I have a
questions?
question as well.
You betcha.
So if a student is wanting to take these courses, do they have to like apply to ISU, or is it like a separate application process, or can they just like sign up for the class?
They can just register. That's the beauty of workforce training, is we don't have to go through applications. We have our own registration system. And so truly it's a pretty easy process.
We do an application system for the EMTs, though. They
This
do
is
have to
true.
come in for an interview for that. But generally, we accept almost everybody. So,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
All very good questions. Anything else that we can answer for you while we're here? No. Okay, well, thank you again for inviting us on. We love workforce training. It's awesome to see somebody be able to go through a program in, well, for our health classes, 12 to 18 weeks and be able to come out earning a decent wage and having skills that they will have for their lifetime. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.